it's Michelle from the Scattered Scrapper. Welcome to my channel. Today is Scrap-O-WEEN Day 26, and it is time for Trick or Treat Tuesday. This is the last Trick or Treat Tuesday of this series, and I am so excited for it. I have waited all month to try this technique. So I have my supplies ready. I have some things picked out for decorating. I have my pictures. So let's get started. So what I have here is some cups with some water and some acrylic paint. And I just put in some dish soap. And I'm going to stir it up really, really good. And my plan is to blow bubbles. And I found out about this technique from a Friday live video from Vicky Booten. And when I saw it, I could not wait. Goodness, can't talk this evening. And she was not kidding when she said you need a lot of paint. A little bit of water and a lot of paint. And I think also the next time I try this technique, I'm going to use taller cups. But I didn't have any regular party cups. I just had these smaller ones. So use what you got. And I discovered really quickly that this did not have enough paint in it. So I put some more paint in it, and you can see it's not, you can't even see it on that white piece of cardstock there. But, and I don't know if you can tell it, but as I'm stirring this up, the color of the bubbles change. So it gets like this little bit of a deeper yellow to it. So that's kind of what you're looking for. You want to be able to see the color in the bubbles. And then I just blow on into the cup. So you let your inner child in, or rather out, and blow bubbles. And one thing that I realized is you kind of have to work fast, or I still didn't have enough paint in my cup. And I think I could probably get away with putting a little more paint in my cup, because what happens is when the bubbles get blown, you can see the paint on the bubbles, but very quickly the paint kind of slides down because it's heavy. So you can kind of see with these how it starts out pretty bright yellow, but then it turns almost clear. Now this one right here, my orange, it suffers the same fate. I blow the bubbles and I quickly realize there's no color in those bubbles. And when I go to touch it, I can see there's very little. So I'm going to add some more paint. Be generous with your paint. That's what I recommend with this technique. But I have to say, as for all of my trick-or-treat techniques that I have used this month, this one is my favorite. Oh, I love how this turns out. I can't wait for y'all to see it. So here I'm just going to blow some more bubbles, and I'm just lightly touching my paper to the cup. And you see these little bitty bubbles that's around the outside? That's what causes what you see on the paper where it's really thick. You don't get as good an impression with those really small bubbles. You really want to try and get the big ones. So occasionally what I'll do, and I think I might do it here in just a minute unless I'm changing colors. Oh, I'm changing colors. What I'll do is I'll get a paper towel and wipe the smaller bubbles out of the way. And see here, since I really know what I'm looking for now, I knew right away I needed to put more paint in my cup. So here I'm going to blow some more and just lightly touch it. And look, oh my gosh. Oh guys, it's really starting to come together. You can see the yellows and the oranges. And here I'm just going to continue to blow bubbles. This technique is so fun. It's so easy. And it's so much, look at that. Oh my gosh. That is just amazing. it's like magic. I'm definitely going to be doing this technique more often. I'm already thinking, what other color combinations can I do? So I'm going to try to put some more yellow. See, they start out really, really well, but very quickly the paint kind of slides down off the bubbles. And here I'm looking at my page, and it's looking a little, everything looks kind of round. So I think the next time I do this, I want a taller cup, and I want to not be so timid, I think, and really get those bubbles high. I was really afraid that they were going to spill over the side. So, and I didn't want to have this big, huge mess, but I need to get over that. When you're doing mixed media, you need to expect mess. Embrace the mess. And there, I'm just wiping those smaller bubbles out of the way because I really want to get a good impression. So I'm trying to be quick, so I grab a hold of my paper to kind of get ready. And with this yellow, I probably should have just put more paint in there. I could have put that whole little tube of yellow paint in there. And look, guys, look how fun that is. Oh, I am so excited about this. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is take my pictures and I'm going to mat them on this black cardstock. And I'm just going to butt them up together like one picture. And then trim it down with a small outline. And then I'm going to mat it on this paper that's down in the left-hand corner there that is just full of candy, because what my pictures are about is the kids and candy. So every Halloween for probably the last, probably since the girls were in their tweens, maybe even before that. After we would go trick-or-treating, we would come home, they would dump all of their candy out in front of them in the living room floor, and I'd get a picture of the candy haul. And then they would start this business transaction almost like thing. I mean, it was very serious. They would go through all of their candy and they would start trading their candy. So as the years have gone by and the girls have got more friends and they invite their friends over, the friends have now joined in with this candy exchange. So for this particular time, they're all sitting around in the den going through their candy, and it's almost like the stock exchange. There's kids hollering, I've got this kind of candy, and who wants to trade this kind of candy, and I've got this type, and I've got 2 of these and 3 of these, and who'll trade me for 4 of this kind, or whatever. It is the most hysterical thing I have ever seen. And I love it. And they have so much fun. I think they may have more fun trading their candy than they do going around trick-or-treating for the candy. So here I just used my Fiskars trim punch, and I got me a little scallop going, and I'm going to put that up at the top and put my candy paper up there. We have to use the candy because this is all about the candy. And I'm going to put this little label die cut here, and on top of it I'm going to put this one that says "What a Hoot," because y'all, if y'all could just see just how all of this happens, I mean, it is so much fun. I've got pictures, but if they do it again this year, I'm gonna have to take video because it's just so funny. So here's my title. I have The Great Candy Exchange. And I'm looking for the best place to put it and how I want to put my pictures. And I have this tag here that I want to use and some more little die cuts. And I want to make this little badge here, or what do you call that? It's kind of like a ribbon, first place ribbon or something. And it says, yikes, the little round part, it says Halloween memories all the way around it. And then I'm going to put this little heart on there, and I'm going to pop that up with some foam. And it says crazy because it is crazy when they start trading their candy. And since I have a tag, I have to put a little string through my tag hole. And I should have cut this a little bit longer because I want to tie a little knot towards the top, and so I can unravel all the little fibers that are twisted up just to kind of make it a little fluffy. And it didn't want to cooperate with me, so I had to do some studying on it so I could get it right. So there it is. And now I'm going to build my little little banner thing. So I'm going to use these two little flag die cuts, and the orange one, it says trick or treat, and the other one, I hate that I'm covering up the little spider. That's one thing that I have really noticed in my collection of Halloween things, is all the collections that I have, there's not very many spiders. And not that I'm like the most biggest fan of spiders, but you need spiders with your Halloween layouts. So I'm going to have to go on the hunt for some spiders. So here I've got my little cluster put together, and I'm going to put it down here in the bottom left corner. And I'm just covering up a little bit of my daughter here. It's just a it's just her back, so it's okay to cover that up a little bit. And now I'm trying to figure out where's a good placement for my photos so that I can get my title in here. And I absolutely love big titles. I think that it is so much fun to mix different fonts and to make really big titles. So here I am putting it all down. Now the candy, I used the candy paper, and I have a die set of alphas, and I just cut some I just cut the letters with the alpha die that I have. And I cut 3 of the same thing with black cardstock, and then glued them all together to give them a little bit more oomph, to make them a little more sturdy. And here I'm using these Ellie Studios acrylic candies. These are so cute. And I'm going to use my Zots to attach them. And some of these candies have a smooth side and a matte side, and I want the matte side up. So you'll see me kind of turn them over because I'm looking for the matte side so I can put the matte side up. And some of them, they're just matte on both sides, so it doesn't really matter. And these little Zots, they're the minuscule. And then this one, it kind of got messed up, so I took it off and tried again. So I'm going to stick this on here. And then I'm going to use this little pink one. And I'm going to start out with it right here, but it's not going to stay there. I don't really like it right there. So I'm going to find a better home for it. So let's see. Now I'm going to pull out some stickers, and I am looking for little candies. So I'm going to put some little candies here, and these are very similar to the way that the Ellie Studio candies are. And I think that they just look so cute together. I was so tempted to pull out the little jack-o'-lanterns too, because as I've been saying all month, I am just absolutely loving the pumpkins. But there are some pumpkins on that What a Hoot die cut, so I did get some pumpkins on this layout, even if it is about candy. And so now I want to make kind of like a little bouquet type thing with these suckers and this other little candy. So I move that pink candy and this first little candy that I had pulled out to go with my suckers was a little bit too long. And I'm going to tuck these up underneath my crazy heart. Oh, that's so cute. And then I lost my little pink candy and had to find it up underneath. It was attached to my sticker sheet. Now here I'm going to map my whole layout with this black cardstock. This is a white basil. It's the marshmallow. And it really took the mixed media well. There's not a whole lot of water that actually ends up on the page with this bubble technique, so it very easily handled all the mixed media that I put on it. And it dried really, really fast. And here I'm just going to glue down the corners to make sure that it stays down. And now down here I have this kind of open space. So I think this is a great spot to put a little journaling spot. And I'm sorry that I did not show you how I built this, but it's basically just kind of copying what I have up at the top. And now I have these little candy jars, and I'm thinking, which side do I want to put it on? And I think this side is the best, so I'm going to go ahead and put those down. And then I'm going to put my journaling here, and it says, after the trick-or-treating and the party was over, it was time to get down to the real business, trading candy. It's a high stakes and frenzied time, and the kids have an absolute blast. And that's gonna do it. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope that you've enjoyed this series. If you have, please give it a like and subscribe. And tomorrow is going to be Spooky Pocket Wednesday. So I hope to see you then. Bye-bye.